morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This broadcast is coming to you from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Tuesday, June 14, 2011. It's what they call Flag Day in the United States today. On this day in 1982, 29 years ago, the Argentinians surrendered to the British in the Falkland Island War. Also, Donald Trump is 65 years old today. I wonder if he'll start collecting Social Security or whether or not he'll send the checks back because it's government largesse. We'll go to our main news. That earthquake that popped up in Christchurch within the past 72 hours was not a mere tremor. In fact, the New Zealand Earthquake Commission has classified the 6.3 aftershock as a new event for insurance purposes. It's the 12th in a series of seismic events that begin with the original quake back in September of last year. This quake is expected to cost between $3 and $5 billion in insured damage. This is according to early estimates coming from the modeling company EQUACAT. The Texas Windstorm Association has purchased $636 million in reinsurance. The policy will cover losses that exceed the $1.6 billion in funds estimated to be available from the association's trust fund and bonds. The net cost of the purchase will be a little bit below $100 million. The policy is in effect from June 1, 2011 through May 31, 2012, so it effectively covers the 2011 hurricane season. The association purchased the reinsurance from 47 reinsurers, and Guy Carpenter was the broker on a $100 million purchase. Pretty good news for them. With all this activity in New Zealand and in Australia, here's some good news. QBE expects first half profit to rise 50 to 60%. It's coming really as a result of its investment performance, which has improved significantly from last year. Net profit will be as much as $704 million. Actually 704 million US, 666 Australian for the 6 months to June. This is a figure 60% higher than the US 440 million recorded for the first half last year. Net investment income was 560 million for the 5 months to May, compared with 109 million for the whole first half of 2010. However, the group's first half insurance profit margin would be lower than in the previous period due to the unprecedented level of CAT claims in the 6 months to June 30th. Our hat is off to Frank O'Halloran, the CEO of QBE, and also the Australian economy, which is really very robust. It's hard to have an investment loss if you're investing there. XL has announced that it expects to suffer losses of up to $75 million. This from the tornado outbreaks in the U.S. over the past 2 months. They say they expect net losses relating to severe weather occurrences, including the Midwest and Southeastern tornadoes, to range from between $50 to $75 million. The majority of those losses will be attributable to XL's reinsurance segment. And to wrap up, we have a couple of stories on China. First, the Consumer Price Index, the measure of inflation, announced this morning it was reached its highest level in nearly 3 years. The government said that consumer prices in May rose 5.5% over a year earlier. It was driven by a 12% increase in food costs. May's inflation rate is the highest in nearly 36 months, when the index rose to 6.3%. Meanwhile, security forces continue to pour into the town of Xintang, a southern Chinese city where rioting factory workers have attacked police stations and torched police cars. Xintang residents contacted by phone this morning said that the police were a constant presence on city streets, and shops and restaurants had been ordered to close. No major incidents have been reported since the weekend in the city, which is in the southern manufacturing hub of Guangdong. The residents of Xintang said that they had been told not to go out at night or to transmit photos of the unrest online. And today, in a front page story in the Wall Street Journal, above the fold, we see wave of unrest rocks China. Now, I know that there's a popular conception that the Chinese economy is the place to be. I know there's a popular conception that investing in China is a sure sign of prospective success. and that the Chinese economy is going to overtake the Western economy any year now. But just remember, it's a country of 1.2, 1.3 billion people, and probably about 60% of them are still living in poverty. And it's a country controlled with an iron fist by an aging communist leadership. It's not a very good mix. From a political risk perspective, I would not suggest that this is a good bet. That's all the news that we have for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll go back and tell you. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on YouTube.